Hello and welcome back. I'm Lisa.
And I'm Erin.
And this is the Getaways Podcast.
Hey.
It is the Getaways Podcast, people. Are you ready?
We've been putting this city off for a while.
Well, there's a lot of pressure about this city.
Yeah, and we've gone to it enough that it's, dare I say, like a second home. It's really not, but it's...
I lived there for 6 months, so I think I can call it a second home or a third home. But we're talking about Paris.
Yes.
Letting the cat out of the bag. But I think there's a lot of pressure because everybody goes there and has their own opinions about it. And if you haven't been there, you can't help but want to go there, right? It's one of the most iconic locations.
It's probably like the number one tourist city in the world.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's good reason for that. But it's also a very large city. And it can be a bit overwhelming. So what we want to do today is just hone in on, if you have 3 or 4 days, the things that we would suggest that you do.
And this is literally the list or itinerary that Lisa gives anybody who asks.
Yeah. And it started with my sister came a few years ago and we went to Paris for her first time. And really just, she did a ton of research. And then I just told her what we were doing because I have such specific ideas about like what you should see there and what the experience should be and
how to get the most out of your time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is most of the stuff, a lot of the stuff you can do with kids, but later on we'll do one specifically aimed towards Paris with kids. There is a post up on the website now for Paris with teenagers because we have a lot of experience there, but that's not what this is today.
And we're not going to spend too much time on food because we'll circle back to that, but we'll touch on a couple of our favorite things and places.
We'll circle back with a real Parisian that can give you the local lowdown for foods.
That's for you, Stefan, if you're listening. So should we just kick off?
All right.
So I think that we've talked about this before, but one thing that we like to do, especially when we're in a city for the first time or the first time in a long time, is do some sort of tour, whether it be a boat tour or we've done a lot of scavenger hunt kind of stuff.
Yes.
But so I think that's the same with Paris. I think starting off with a walking tour, which is what we did with my sister, or we did another kind of tour.
Before we moved to Europe.
When we spent money much more freely.
When we were still living in America with real full-time jobs and we spent money, we had a vintage Rolls-Royce tour. At night. Which was amazing.
Yeah, it really was. And they had a bottle of champagne for us. And it was really special. Obviously, it wasn't even that crazy.
No, it was like 300 euros. But even my 7-year-old son at the time loved it. Maybe it's because he felt fancy.
How could you not? I mean, you're in Paris and you're in this beautiful car and then he would stop and let us get out and take a picture. But I think just getting acclimated and getting a sense of things by doing some sort of tour like that when you hit the ground is important to just be able to enjoy the architecture too, because it is very it's there in Bordeaux. It's really the only places that has that limestone and that style of architecture that you really have to see and take your time to experience.
Yes. Gosh, it's a beautiful city. Now I want to go back right now.
I know. So as you're doing that sort of exploration, at some point, one of my favorite places to go and to take people, and you can go for a very short period of time or a longer period of time, but for a snack or lunch, is to go and have a picnic in Luxembourg Gardens.
And, no, I've never done the picnic.
And sit. We got at Pret a Manger, not a, fancy, and we just did takeaway sandwiches and went and sat. There's all those chairs that look at the castle, or I don't even know what that is. It's a palace of some sort, right?
Who'd you do this with?
Lori.
Oh, okay.
And we just kind of sat and hung out, and then
How was your sandwich?
It did not make me feel good for those keeping track. The park is beautiful. It's completely perfectly maintained. There's a lake in the middle where kids will do the boats.
Is that the one where Dylan played on that giant?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. In Saint-Germain.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's very kid friendly. There's tons of places for the kids to play. There are hours on the playgrounds and you'd have to pay 50 cents to get in. And then it's also, there is I don't know, I guess you wouldn't call it a duplicate, maybe the original Statue of Liberty there that matches the one that the French gave to America, which is at Ellis Island. So there's a smaller version of that there, which is just kind of cool to go and see and take a picture of. But it's just a beautiful walk around.
Is that the park where you lost your phone?
Yes. So
I think we may have talked about this before.
All right, I'm going to give the abridged version because it is such a good story.
Yeah.
So I was there with my nephew and his wife, and I don't even remember when it was, just not that long ago.
We were in this house, so 2 years.
I just came in for the day to meet them, and we'd had a fantastic lunch, and then we were doing the tour of Luxembourg Gardens, and the weather was not warm, not cold, but enough for a light jacket, but a jacket that I don't wear all that often. And so we're walking and whatever, and my nephew's phone rings, and he was like, "It's Aaron, Lisa." And the first thing that I thought was, "Oh my God, something happened to Rex." And he goes, should I answer it? Do you want a minute? What do you want to do? And I was like, "No, let me get my phone and see if she's been texting me too. But yeah, go ahead and answer." And I was like, I don't have my phone. And it was Erin calling because she's the emergency contact on my phone, that I had dropped my phone. It had fallen out of the pocket of my jacket, and somebody had found it and taken it to the police in the middle of Paris. Like
crazy. And it was the police calling me. Side note, everybody should put that emergency contact in your iPhone.
Yeah.
Because even if your phone's locked, they can get that number. So if you lose your phone, if you get seriously injured,
right,
it's there for a reason. But that's why Lisa got her iPhone back.
Yeah. So I walked into the police station and they're like, "Lisa?" And I was like, "Yes." And they pull out my phone and I had to just prove that I was me. But it was remarkable and crazy that in one of the most trafficked areas and cities in the world, like that anybody could have just taken it. It was just lying on the ground.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's an aside. But go to Luxembourg Gardens is what I'm saying. And I suggest not losing your phone, but you might be okay if you do. Anything to add?
No.
To that? Okay. So then I would suggest, so you've probably eaten away quite a bit of your day at that point. One thing that I think everybody has to do, preferably at sunset or just after sunset, is do the sun cruise.
Oh, yes.
It's cheesy.
Even
it's crowded.
At night. Yeah.
But there's something just very magical about seeing Paris from the actual Seine and going by the Eiffel Tower.
That's the river that runs through Paris.
Yeah. You go right by the Eiffel Tower, and if you're there dark or sunset, you see it lit up from a perspective that you don't see anywhere else, really.
Yeah. You see Notre Dame.
Notre Dame. It's just a really special way to see Paris.
Yes.
And it is. The boats are crowded. It's not expensive. You can book them at the moment.
But if you book a Louvre ticket or a Eiffel Tower ticket, you can always get it attached to that.
Yeah.
It'll be Eiffel Tower with Seine cruise.
Yeah.
Louvre with Seine cruise. So, yeah.
But they do go off every 15 minutes, different companies.
Yeah.
So that is one of the things that you don't have to worry about actually getting on, because there's so many.
And you get to rest your feet because it's a lot of walking in Paris.
Yeah.
So it's a nice hour of just sitting, enjoying the weather, having a glass of wine, looking at the sights.
Yeah. Really, really nice. And then, day one is then pretty packed. But the other thing that I like more than you is a cooking class.
Yeah.
Like there's so many baking classes. There's baguettes and macarons and like fancier pastries. It's just, I think it's fun to learn something there and to take one of those classes. But
I prefer to learn about cheese.
I'm getting there.
I know.
That's day two.
But that's where I like to spend my time, the just eating and drinking part of learning.
Okay, so that's a pretty packed...
It's a packed day.
Day one, yeah. Day two starts at one of my favorite places in Paris, and that's Saint-Chapelle, which is a little chapel not too far away from Notre Dame. And you may have seen pictures of it on Instagram and stuff, but it's stained glass from floor to ceiling. And it is absolutely spectacular. The only thing, you should buy a ticket in advance, but the only thing that you should make sure of is that you are going at a time where the sun has been able to have enough time to get into the sky a little bit so that you can fully appreciate the stained glass. But it will blow your mind. It's unlike anywhere else I've ever been.
Oh, I've never been there.
Well, you should go.
I should try.
You should be listening to this podcast and learn all about it. So then, if you haven't been to Notre Dame, you should go, which is right down the street.
Quick.
Tickets are not easy right now because it just reopened.
And it's not like you can book months in advance. It's 2 weeks out. Tickets go on sale at midnight.
Is it 2 weeks out?
Yeah, it was.
I thought it was like 24 hours.
I know, because we got your tickets before we got
there.
Okay. So
okay.
Maybe it's 2 weeks. It might be a week out, but it's just a certain amount of days out. Tickets go up at midnight and at midnight Paris time. And then it's just a matter of luck whether you get the tickets or not.
And there will be a ginormous queue out in front.
Oh, even if you have ticket? Or...
Yeah, well, you can still try and get in if you don't have a ticket.
Oh, okay.
But so you could spend days waiting in line, or you could get up at the crack of it and try and get them online. But it is spectacular. It is beautiful. It's definitely fresher since the renovation and since the damage of the fire and with having everything redone. But it is the exact same too. So there's not, if you've seen it before, it is definitely cleaned up and nicer. But if you've never seen it, you have to see it. You can spend 10 minutes there, or you could spend 2 hours there. It just depends on how much you want to kind of immerse yourself in it. I've been there several times, and my sister had never been there, and we were out in 15 because it does get crowded too.
Can you still go up to the top?
You couldn't when I was there because it was still under peak renovation, like the top part renovation. Yeah. And that's not to say we didn't enjoy it. It's spectacular. It's just, it does get crowded. And when it gets crowded, they like to keep you moving.
Yeah, no stopping.
Okay, now here's the big question.
Yeah.
Louvre or Musée d'Orsay?
Musée d'Orsay.
Yeah. Okay, because here's the thing about the Louvre.
The Louvre, you've got to go in, just even if it's just to see the Mona Lisa, quick in, quick out. Well, if you have tickets, everybody, I think you have to experience as a first time in Paris. It's like, but Musée d'Orsay is so much better.
Well, here's the thing. If you're going to go to the Louvre, A, you have to have tickets in advance. B, I think you either have to have a very specific plan about the pieces that you want to see. And if it is just the Mona Lisa, you should know that it's also quite small, that it's not really as big as everybody thinks it is. And everybody and their mother and brother are standing in front of it. So it's not easy to see a lot of the time either.
But turn around. If you didn't get the Mona Lisa, turn around and look at the picture behind it, because it's like one of the things of the Last Supper.
The Last Supper, yeah.
It is gorgeous.
Yeah. And that's not to say that you shouldn't go see the Mona Lisa. You should, but just understand the limitations of going to see it. So then if you want to see more, I mean, obviously the Louvre, you can't cover in one day. You can't cover in 3 days, but there's so much stuff that's worth seeing there. But I would get a guide, or I would get, have somebody take you in who knows it, who knows what's important to see, and sort of makes quick about it.
Yeah.
And then on the flip side is Musée d'Orsay, which is a museum that I fell in love with a long, long time ago, but it is much more consumable. It is completely doable in a couple of hours. It is incredibly less crowded. You still need to buy tickets in advance. They have exhibitions that are really, really interesting. I mean, you have to keep an eye on what's coming and going, but yeah, I mean, that's my preference is Musée d'Orsay, because I just think that it's a lot less pressure and you can actually like have the time to enjoy the art without feeling like you've got an agenda a mile long.
Yeah, I went there because they had Hieronymus Bosch, and I'd go anywhere with that, or Salvador Dali. I didn't spend a lot of time. Like, museums is not really my thing.
Right.
So, but if I had to go, that's where I'd go. Or the Pompidou.
Yeah. Well, the new place, I say new, but it's a couple of years old now, but it's the Louis Vuitton. And it's the architecture is for sure we're seeing is not easy to get to, but it is really special. The building is just absolutely amazing. And then they have huge, big exhibitions. It's a really cool place to see art, and they have really big artists and really interesting stuff. So if that's your bag, that's definitely somewhere to put on your list too.
All right. Can we stop talking about museums? I'm kidding. I just.
So I've had one win and one lose on this next thing, and it is wine and cheese tasting.
Oh, I've only had a big win.
No, I know. Go ahead. You talk about that one.
Well, when we went, Dylan was still young.
Like little, yeah.
Probably 8. And we booked this wine and cheese tasting, and it was in the basement of this restaurant. And when we got there, they're like, he can't come downstairs. And I was like, oh, and the restaurant wasn't open on the upstairs, but they're like, he can just hang out up here. So he had his iPad and he was just hanging out in a Paris restaurant by himself while we were downstairs. It's probably like 2 hours.
Yeah.
And
the staff was with him. He wasn't by himself.
Yeah. It was probably like maybe 20 people at this very long time.
Maybe,
at most.
It was like a banquet table. It was huge.
Yeah, but didn't look like a banquet table. It was like a vintage wood, beautiful French table.
That's the kind of banquet I want to have.
Okay, yeah. It looked like a banquet table that Marie Antoinette had. And it was just loaded with cheese, and we probably tried 5 or 6 wines.
Yeah.
It was the best cheese taste. And we've done a lot of cheese tastings
Yeah.
and we've done a lot of wine tastings. The wine tasting, it was fine. But the cheese tasting and the pairing part was the best I've ever had.
And it wasn't cheap. I mean, even back then, I think it was like $80 a person. But we were also very full when we left.
Oh.
It was a lot of cheese.
Yeah.
Poor Dylan was not. But yeah, no, it was really good. And the host or the guide did a really nice job of explaining everything. It was before I went to wine school, so I don't really know even what wines we tasted.
Right.
It didn't fantastic. But yeah, no, it was really, really nice. And that link is on the website probably, right?
Yes.
And then when I went with my sister, we did one that was absolutely terrible. So I did a wine and cheese tasting with my sister, which was half like walking history tour and half wine and cheese tasting. And yeah, it was bad. The guy was such a jerk. That was the guide / host. So just make sure you check reviews and that you...
Did you leave a review so people know?
I did.
Okay,
I
good.
did. And you alwas get mad about leaving bad reviews, but I think you have to.
I feel like if I was as offended as you were coming home from that, I would have left a review.
Yeah. I mean, the guy was just...
He was a D-I-C-K.
He was just rude.
Yeah.
French? Inappropriate. Oh, yeah. He was very French, but he was what I think people... who haven't been here. Yeah. And so not true, because he is the only guy that I've ever had. I mean, he was like the stereotype of the jerky French guy.
Yeah.
He was such a jerk. But anyway, the point is, read the reviews. It's definitely something fun to do. And it's it's nice because you get an introduction to a lot of things, but you just have to make sure that you're going to one that's...
And there's plenty to choose from.
Yeah.
But the one that we recommend is definitely up. I might just do a whole post about it just so everybody knows that's where I would go.
Yeah.
Because it's the most memorable one I've ever... It was amazing.
Yeah. All right. So let's end day 2 with a little walkity walk on the Champs-Élysées, because I think everybody has to see it.
Yeah.
And a little cruise around the Arc de Triomphe. Just again, because you have to see it. Takes 2 seconds.
But we haven't gone to the Eiffel Tower yet.
We saw it from the boats.
But you wouldn't suggest that people go up?
I don't care. Do you care?
I've gone up like 4 or 5 times. It's a great view. I think it's part of being in Paris. It's stuff people go home and talk about. If you go in winter, you can ice skate up on the Eiffel Tower. There's a great restaurant.
You could when we were there. We don't know if it's true post-COVID.
There's a great bar at the top where you have a good view and you can look at... I would suggest going up.
Okay. I don't care.
Yes, but you live there and you've been there, and it's 2 hours from our house.
Right.
I think that going there, that's the one thing. That is the one thing everybody, I feel like, when they go to Paris, they expect.
Right.
So I kind of feel like just seeing it from afar may not be enough, but you could pop that into the first day.
Yeah. Well, and you can also... when you buy your ticket for the elevator, you can go to a different platform. You can see, like, if you're scared of heights or something, you can go to the lowest platform. You can kind of navigate your way of what you want to do.
Up on one of the higher platforms, they have glass floors.
Mm-hmm.
That just terrifies me.
You love that part, didn't you?
I love it.
But yeah, you can go to that old Iron Lady thing. But
go to the Eiffel Tower.
All right, but we're still done with day 2, right? So
day 2 is your Champs-Élysées is like the main boulevard. It has...
I think everybody knows what the Champs-Élysées is.
Well, I don't think my brother did when he came over.
Okay.
So you've got like little restaurants and cafes. When we very first moved here, I wanted to go there because it was one of the first 5 Guys that opened. And that was just the American, like missing American stuff. They have really nice hotels. We stayed on there twice. It's not great for kids or dogs because it's so crowded. And there tends to be a little bit of a homeless population at night there.
Right.
And it's so crowded, so it just doesn't feel great. It does end right at the Arc de Triomphe. And yeah, so it's definitely a walk down. In Christmas, it's where one of the Christmas markets is down the street.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the Arc de Triomphe on one side, and then the what's that park?
Concorde. Oh, Tuileries?
Tuileries.
But the Concorde, Place de Concorde is first, and then the Tuileries.
And the Tuileries is a great park for kids too. They have like rides, they have trampolines. It's fun. My Dylan and my niece loved it there.
The other thing is when you're walking down the Champs-Élysées, this is new, but the Louis Vuitton Hotel and Museum are right there. Yeah. So you probably want to like cruise by and just take a little side trip over there to see that because it's pretty cool. All right, day 3.
Yep, day 3.
You're not going to like this, but the Monet Museum's pretty great.
Why go to the Monet Museum when you can go to Monet's house?
Well, because most people aren't going to have that time, but you can. If you've got an extra day and you want to go down to, what's the city? Giverny. You can go to Monet's house and gardens and see his paintings literally in real life because you could stand in the place where he was. It's pretty cool.
Have we talked about it?
Not enough, I don't think.
Oh, it's so good.
I think we touched on it when we did the Normandy. But,
or Versailles, one of the two. Because it's literally like an hour from Versailles.
Yeah.
So it's close to Paris. It could be a day trip, but it's magical.
Okay. So after Monet, Sacré-Cœur, and Montmartre. You got it.
Oh, definitely. There's a great Salvador Dali museum up there.
Yeah. So you have to, I think we can all picture it, but it's sort of the big church on the hill in Paris, all white, very domey roof. I mean, there's several dome peaks and a big staircase in front of it that leads up to it. So it's not the easiest thing to get to. You can get to the metro. You can take the metro and then, climb up the stairs. It's not simple. And it's also right above, well, not right above, but Moulin Rouge is quite close to there.
Stand at Moulin Rouge, look up, you can see it.
Yeah.
The beautiful walk down from there, back down to Paris.
But up there is really the heart of the current art world.
Yeah, and it's very cool.
It's, there's the square with the artists where there's a lot of caricatures and there's a lot of, landscape and a lot of the Eiffel Tower, but it's still just cool. It's,
you feel like you're arty and you're in a whole different world when you're up there.
Yeah. And there's little tiny alleys. There's no cars up there, little tiny alleys and cute cafes where you can sit outside. And, like I said, the square with the artists. And we went into this little ceramic shop that was just beautiful. That's where Lori got the Easter egg.
Oh, okay.
But there's just all kinds of, there's still the touristy aspect, but it's not like you're not going to find H&M up there. It's all very artistic and a little bit more special.
They have a little train.
Oh, yeah.
That takes you all around the area up there. That I like to do the little train tours. So that's something that I would suggest.
Well, and also for people,
half an hour.
Yeah. And also for people who aren't terribly mobile, it takes the edge off because it is pretty steep up there.
It was pouring when we did it. So it was a nice reprieve from the rain.
Right. And then Sacré-Cœur, which is the actual cathedral up there. And it is, the last time I was up there was a huge line to get in. And people were not dressed appropriately. People would wait an hour to get in. It was hot. It was June and it was probably 33 degrees. So probably between 80 and 90 degrees. And people were getting turned away because they were wearing like hot pants and showing their shoulders.
Yeah, and flip-flops.
And you have to be dressed appropriately. And I'm not sure what the ticket situation is there because I've never bought tickets. I walked in the time that I went.
Same.
You do have to be aware of pickpocketers in that area in particular. It's happened to me twice that somebody tried to do something.
And in Rome, in Italy and France, don't let people put bracelets on your hands.
Right.
People are going to come up and try to start conversations with you. Just don't do it.
Yeah, don't engage at all because they're fast and they're smart and they're sneaky.
And you're not in danger, but you're in danger of losing stuff. Yeah. That's in any metropolitan city. I mean, it happens in New York too, but it's just...
It's going to ruin your day.
Yeah.
And you don't need that.
Keep your passports and your wallets secure.
Or your passport's locked in a safe and have a picture of it on your phone, which is an important thing that not everybody does.
Yeah, make sure you have ID.
Yeah, and a picture of everything on your phone is backup just to cover yourself no matter what the situation is.
But cops sometimes do stop people and they want to see your passport. So they'll accept it on your phone, correct?
Yeah.
So just have it because it happens in Italy. It happens in France.
Yeah.
It happens here in Amsterdam. Just sometimes randomly, they just want to check and make sure that you're here legally and
not a creep.
Yep. Creeps allowed.
So I definitely would recommend, like, you could spend probably a good couple hours, if not half a day by the time you get there. Take a walk around the artistic part, see Sacré-Cœur, You probably want to eat.
You know what's right across the street from Sacré-Cœur?
Mm-hmm.
The giant macaroon. How do you say it?
Macaron.
Macaron store.
Okay. I do not like those things.
Macaron?
Yeah.
Do you like Macron?
I do. I wish he could stay in office. All right. That's all I have for day 3, because then it's sort of like I would left that second half of the day, or the hours left, for sort of the pickup of anything you need to do. Like a walk around Saint-Michel or Saint-Germain, or, getting a drink, or, being French, sitting down and watching people parade in front of you. That's what you should be doing in France.
If you're there another day, you could go to Versailles for the day. We have a whole episode on Versailles.
But that is a day. That is, you would have to be there the whole day. Yeah. Do you want to talk about the best restaurant?
Oh, well, you didn't. Moulin Rouge is an experience.
Yeah. I just said this is what I would do. This is things like, I don't think, to me, it's not a must do their first time. Right.
I guess if we wanted to just kind of talk about all the things we loved, we'd be here all day. So we'll just keep it at this itinerary. Yeah. I would say we're going to have Stefan on and do a whole restaurant and food and drink thing for Paris. But I would say, if you're a fan of Anthony Bourdain, Le Dôme, even for a drink, is fantastic. And if you go before the dinner hour, you can get a nice table on the patio without having a reservation to have a drink. And they're the coolest people.
Yeah.
I find.
It's a special place, even if you don't care about Anthony Bourdain. The restaurant is stunning.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really, really beautiful. It was kind of a bucket list thing for me to go. Like, I'd always wanted to go there. It's, it just drips culture, and it's beautiful. It's the history of the minds that have been there before you. It's breathtaking. I think that's why, and I don't know why I remember this moment so clearly, but I think one of the places, I said Saint-Chapelle earlier, is one of my favorite places, but I remember walking there and looking down and being like, oh my gosh, I can't even begin to wrap my head around how many people have stepped right here before me that are like in history books.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just something very like, it's crazy that there's just that much history and that much, between wars and leaders and historic figures and artists and writers. Like,
that's how I feel in Florence too, and Rome.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's pricey. Le Dôme.
Yeah.
There's a restaurant right across the street. I think it's also famous. It's a round building. It's called La Bretonne. Mm-hmm. And we ate there because we couldn't get into Le Dôme, I think, or it was too expensive. But it's good. They have a great seafood tower. Mm-hmm. It's so good.
Yeah. Well, that's one thing you have to do no matter where you go in Paris, is that if you're a seafood person, you have to get a tower somewhere, because...
Yeah, we did that with Dylan's first time.
Yeah. Too. I mean, that to me is just part of the experience too,
Another place that it's fairly new, but being over here, I've missed lobster rolls, and there's a place called Homer. They have 2 locations. I mean, you got to admit, those lobster rolls were fantastic. I
didn't love them at all.
You don't really like butter.
I do like lobster, though.
But there was a lot of butter. So good. Definitely Homer. Yeah. And then if you don't like museums, I would always choose to go to the cemetery with Jim Morrison,
Père Lachaise,
over a museum. That's me.
It's also not easy to get to. So you've got to make sure that you've got plenty of time, and you probably want to get a car because it's just a lot faster than taking the metro.
Yeah. So there's so much more to talk about and so much more to do in Paris, but this is just like the abridged version. If you're going for 3 days, here's what Lisa would plan for you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, because honestly, like, the more we talk, I'm like, but wait, there's the here and there's there. And I mean, and there's a whole fashion trip to do too. And all of the major fashion houses have museums there. So there's so much, but this was my kickoff.
And when you're walking around the areas, you got to go into a Gallery Lafayette. Mm-hmm. I don't know if anybody cares about this, but Montmartre, one of my favorite places to go in.
And I know everyone thinks that this is not, I don't know, maybe projecting, but getting a crepe on the street.
It's the only way to do it.
You have to, especially if it's cold. There's nothing better than a steaming hot crepe and walking down the street and shoving it in your pie hole. But like things like that are just very part of the experience, I guess,
But I will say the most important thing to do if you're in Paris is find a little cafe that is at a place where you just love looking around, and sit outside. All the chairs face to the street. and just have some cocktails or some coffee and just soak it in
Look
because
up.
it is so beautiful and just such a great vibe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
All right. I think we have to shut up before we become an epic podcast.
we're gonna be in Paris in 2 hours.
But like we said, we'll come back with other episodes on Paris. But if you have questions in the meantime, let us know.
Check out the website, www.thegetawayswithaz.com, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.